Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley are being sued over the death of their guitar tech who passed away on the road. And I'm not going to use the word of the virus because I don't want to get us demonetized on this video, but he died of a virus, and you know what the virus was. So this was Fran Stuber. This is him on the right, and this was Kiss's longtime guitar tech. Many, many years he was Kiss's guitar tech, in particular for Paul. I actually had this man on Facebook. I had Fran on Facebook, and I think a lot of people in the Kiss community just sort of did. They knew him just because he was very interactive with the fans. Definitely a big part of the Kiss community overall. He was on the road with them, and rumor has it he contracted the virus while on the road. They had strict precautions in place for the Kiss tour while the virus was going on, and I guess that they weren't strict enough. He contracted the virus and was found passed away in his hotel room the next day. Very strange story. I've always thought the whole story was very suspicious and just bizarre. So the family of Fran says that the virus started spreading amongst tour personnel in August 2021 when Paul contracted the virus. So Paul was, I guess, the first person to bring the virus into the camp. In the suit, Francis's family says that anyone on the tour who came down with the virus was instructed to quarantine in a hotel room in whichever city the band was in, but they say the protocols offered little else. Well, what are you supposed to offer exactly? That's that's really the question I have. I don't think much else was offered for anyone. When we were locked down into our homes, there was no guidebook that came with it. There was no manual. There was just good luck. Good luck and stay safe. I don't see how Kiss, of all people, should be the ones with an answer to this. Nobody had an answer to what was happening at this time. This was the most unknown time that we've probably ever collectively had. So the suit says that Fran got the virus while in Detroit and was told to hole up in a Sheraton hotel. And the family says Kiss's longtime manager, Doc McGee, failed to arrange for medical personnel to visit and examine Francis at the hotel despite Doc promising to do so. Now, that's concerning. Okay, so there. I guess if you can give me examples of what else they were supposed to do, I guess, okay, having a doctor come check on your staff would be crucial. That would be critical, absolutely. So the doctor says that Doc McGee asked another tour member to check on Francis at the hotel, but Francis was deceased by the time the person arrived, dying only 2 days after the positive test from the virus. Very, very bizarre. Francis's family is going after Gene, Paul, Doc, Marriott Hotels, and Live Nation for damages. So they're suing everybody. TMZ has reached out to Kiss's reps for comment, and they have not heard back so far. Yeah, man, this is a really sad story. Rest in peace to Fran. I think that's ultimately the sort of that has to be the takeaway. I think people forget when things start to get muddled like this and there's lawsuits and there's this and that. People forget that at the core of this, there was a man, not just a man, there's a life that was lost, right? So we got to say rest in peace to Fran. Very sad situation. I don't see this lawsuit. Actually, I was going to say I don't know if it's going to hold water, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on this one to actually give my thoughts on whether or not this will go through. Because it's just such uncharted waters We don't really know what this is going to end up in, and they could be liable for some pretty serious stuff. Gina Paul might be getting into some trouble. They might be getting into some trouble. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you think there's any liability. In my opinion, I feel like there's a level of liability, but I think that more so comes in the fact that like they were even touring. I think that's the liability. Like, it's not like you have to tour, right? Like, you don't have to be on tour at that moment. I know they postponed a lot of shows, but maybe they should have postponed more. I know they were doing meet and greets through a sheet of plastic for a while. They were standing behind a piece of plastic or glass, and they had fans in front. Just ridiculous. I think that was unnecessary. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe Live Nation will get sued for putting those shows on in the first place and even having these large-scale gatherings in the first place at that time.